Thank you. Thank you for everyone. There's a lot of people passionate on both sides. And I want to echo Ray in some of the rhetoric is just ugly, hateful, and mean. And I keep telling myself the people that are on that extreme, and by the way, extremes on both edges, but the people that were here and vocal and are extreme, I'm just telling myself they must not be citizens of the city of Naples. And many of the people here aren't allowed to vote in our elections. Let's just be clear about that. And with any event, as we fill out the application, to me, that's an important part of whoever's filling out that application. I want to thank whoever clarified that letter that went out that said a couple members of council sent out emails trying to fire up folks about this. They clarified that happened in 2023 because that wasn't in the letter that went out. So I'll make sure for the record everybody gets that. That happened, I don't know if it happened or not. It's claimed that it happened in 2023. Just because someone is opposed to a drag show in Canberra Park doesn't mean that they're necessarily hateful. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people that are supportive of Obergefell and LGBTQIA plus issues. I'm a counselor. By the way, for those that aren't aware, depending on where the venue is and who the allies are, that acronym gets expanded or contracted. Stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, intersex, and asexual or agender. And there are also a total now recognized, at least in, I believe, New York State and maybe at a federal level, to California for sure, 72 genders. And I say that not so folks shake their heads and nod or whatever. I say that everyone in the city of Naples that falls under that umbrella deserves the same respect, the same consideration, and the same professional and polite treatment. Period. I'm a counselor, worked in the public schools for 34 years, and I was a sheriff in every building that I worked in. Having said that, on the other side of the coin, and many of you won't even know what I'm talking about, but those that say that they support Obergefell, they support LGBTQ plus issues, and then say we don't want a drag show in Canberra Park, now they're a TERF. And that isn't the case. They can be good people that just think that's a bridge too far. And quite frankly, I do not understand. It had to be, the folks at Naples Pride have done a lot of good. I've worked with them in the past. We preferred folks. I don't understand why this was the hill they decided to die on this year. They're way too smart, sophisticated for this to not have been a strategic decision. And I don't get it. The council, former Golden Eagle, who was brilliant, beautiful, fantastic, said that a vote for this today is not a vote for drag. I respectfully disagree with that. That's exactly what you've put us in the position of doing. Exactly. By making it part and parcel. And the fact is this. Well before I started, I dug into this being on city council nearly for months and months, 8 months before I ever announced. And over, this was a topic from people. They don't want to talk about it because they don't want to be considered a bigot. And I'm talking about allies in the community. Well, why do they got to do that? I'm like, I don't know. I still don't know. I'm sure at a national level, regional level, somebody's got fired up that we are not relenting on this particular topic, that this is what we deserve. Well, here's the people I represent, the vast, vast majority, more than 10 to 1, do not want a drag show in Canberra Park. The people that vote for us. Another statement from council for Naples Pride was, we want to be treated like every other special event. Okay, so I'm gonna. Because here's Coach Kramer. Over and over on the campaign trail, what I hear, we have more than 300 events. We don't want any more events. We have too many events. We got to get rid of events. So I'm the guy that said, we need to move the Cars on Fifth event. Move it out to Paradise Sports. And the dear friends I've known for 30 years in the back, St. Matt's, which is catty corner, you know St. Matt's, y'all live on the same road. They can't believe those words came out of my mouth. I'm looking for reasons to move events, especially for folks that don't live here in the city. They're not citizens in our city. And in my view, it's an unsafe event. Public safety is number one with me. By the way, we can't control who the bad actors were. I wish it was that easy, where we can just go, hey, though they are sketchy, get rid of them. It doesn't work that way. Which is why we can't control the event provider, just like Wheels on Fifth, Cars on Fifth. They have to provide for their own security, just as Ray was talking about. That can't be part of our responsibility, even though it's not their fault that that environment requires that. What's the other one? The art festivals that want to come here, that because they aren't from the city, and our Pride House is not in the city, that was my reason to tell them, no, we're not doing those art festivals here. Good, that's one more thing we don't have to worry about. So, and lastly, I'll mention New Year's fireworks. It's still a sore spot for some folks, but that's such an easy one for me. Again, public safety. So when I hear what and we don't have to get specific with threats, but if our police chief tells me this is an issue, then it's not even a consideration for me. That's always going to be first. And this event is obviously a public safety issue. Doesn't have to be through any filter. And I hate that people can leverage for that. I swear I do. I hate it. But it's the world we live in. So I am, unfortunately, this is a hill to die on. To be clear, this is not the only place. That's the other thing. This isn't a binary choice of Canberra Park or nothing. There's all sorts of places all over Southwest Florida to do stuff. It doesn't have to be in the city of Naples. I had a couple heads of churches email me and tell me how much they are supportive of this event and how they would hope that it would thrive and flourish, and please vote for it. And I would say in the event that the vote is not in favor of Naples Pride, perhaps they could reach out to those folks and they could help you find a venue. Maybe they provide the venue because they are huge supporters. The last thing I'm going to end with is City of Naples vision, which is supposed to be baked into everything we do, and I've heard about it. Fact is, I get tired of hearing about it because it seems somewhat ambiguous to me. The first sentence, the enduring character of Naples reflects our commitment to protect and enhance the natural environment and preserve our small town feel and charm. And I remember when we were campaigning, in the last year or whatever, and Bernard and I would say, what's that? Right? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Well, I might not know exactly what it is, but I can tell you, drag show in Canberra Park is not small town feel and charm. For that reason, I cannot support this, and if it comes back, I'm not going to support it at all. Just because I think it's disingenuous, I think we didn't have to have the rancor, and I think it could have. I don't like the deal where we're going to move the needle. But it'll always come back to here, and we'll be okay. I don't do business that way. Thank you.